All right, and we're back with the program. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. Want to thank you so much for listening and watching. It's the TWD. We need an update. We need to know what's going on because finally some fresh TWD is coming our way. And not only the ending of season 10, but the world beyond. And I got to go ahead and tease my friend here on Fear the Walking Dead because that just premiered as well. It is our good friend indeed. It is the mastermind behind the Walking Dead fan base. You got to go ahead and join up the awesome Facebook group with tens of thousands of others. It is the Walking Dead fan base. Plus, also she runs Talking the Dead 18 plus, Talking the Dead 18 plus as well on Facebook. Just join up, be a part of the action. You can go ahead and be part of the thousands of people that love TWD. It is Daphne Matthew, and Daphne, Morgan is alive.
Morgan is alive. He made it through the episode. Awesome.
Who called it? I did.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, they did a fast one on us because when we talk about The Walking Dead, they did a fast one on us. They changed their minds because it's been hinted that Morgan's going to die on Fear, but Angela Kane made it known at the New York City Comic Con that she wants Morgan to come back for the last season of The Walking Dead. So it's like, oh, well, I guess he's not dead right now, is he?
No, well, he's too valuable.
I think Angela Kane did a fast one on me.
Well, it sounds like she did, but I'm going to tell you right now, to me, it was just, I don't want to say common sense per se, but it's just something you could see because he is one of the last few remaining links to the beginning part of the series. And now that there's a finality, there's a certain finality of where the series and the culmination of the TWD universe is going to go. I'm not including the Daryl, that reboot. That's going to be something else. We talked about that on the last time. Right. I'm talking about this whole familiarity we've had for 10 years now. And that's all going to culminate. And while the Fear of the Walking Dead has been much maligned, has been much raked over the coals, but still manages to get ratings enough to earn it justice each and every year. Morgan has been the one thing, and maybe to a lesser extent, Dwight, has been the one thing that I think people can connect with just because he just goes so far back. And Lenny James is such a skilled actor. I didn't think you could go ahead and just kill him unless kill his character off. Not kill him personally. That would be a bad thing, but kill his character off.
No, you can't kill Lenny. Don't kill Lenny.
Don't kill Lenny, no. Kill his character off.
We're going to walk around with t-shirts, don't kill Lenny.
Yeah, exactly. But to kill his character off would be a very bad move because of the fact that people are coming back now that they know there's a finality to the series, and to not see him there would be, I think, would have been a bad move.
I think, well, I'll agree with that, but I think also that, I think it would be a good end to the series on the whole to have Morgan appear in the last season.
And maybe possibly even the You-Know-Who movies coming out in a not-too-distant future.
You-Know-Who movies, well, I don't know. They're still not filming them. I know they're filming. I know the rumor mill. Well, not the rumor mill because it's been confirmed. They are filming the 6 extensions of season 10 of The Walking Dead now. So they're filming those 6 episodes. There's been a lot of debate on the boards on what those episodes are going to be. Well, a lot of people think it's going to be Maggie's storyline. That's what a lot of people believe. But I did get confirmation that no, those 6 extended episodes are going to be different characters. I'll say cleanup episodes because a lot of the characters that made it out, the TWD finale shouldn't have made it out. Again, they did a fast one on us because let's talk about that finale. If a lot of people paid attention to the episodes that aired prior to the world shutting down, there were a few things missing in the finale that were originally being shown in, I'll say, previews. One of them was the infamous scene with Alden and Aaron being stuck in the tower and they were trying to hide from Beta. That did not appear in the finale.
Classic Marvel throw off there for you, where they did the same thing.
They threw us off.
You learned from Marvel.
That didn't happen. And then the Beta death.
Yeah.
I am sorry. I enjoyed the episode on a whole, but the Beta death just was a downer for me. It reminded me of the Beth death back in season 5. It was like if you blinked, you missed it. I mean, he knocks down Negan, and then all of a sudden, here comes Daryl and double poked him in the eyes. I'm like, how did that happen? They didn't say anything about Daryl getting the Beta. I personally, from being so absorbed in TWD and reading the comics and all that, I would have preferred that Aaron got the kill like he should have from the comics.
I think a lot of people are saying that as well.
Yeah.
That Aaron should.
And with Jesus not being around, I think it would have been awesome for Aaron and Alden to get that kill. But after the episode aired, they were talking about, they felt that Daryl should get the kill because Negan saved him in season. What a bad explanation. I'm like, they should have gave it to Aaron. Aaron needs to kill somebody major. That's just my opinion because of everything he went through. He lost Eric because we're going to get to that. He lost Eric because of Negan. He lost an arm. Then he loses Jesus because of the Whisperers. He was right for getting a big kill this season, but they didn't do it. Then the infamous "Where's Connie?" question was answered. There was nothing out there about Connie appearing in the finale. They said that she wouldn't do it. So a lot of stuff that happened in the episode had never been alluded to or rumored on. It leads me to believe that AMC did a little bit of changing of the episode, especially the later part of it, because of the fact that the announcement came that TWD was ending in 2022, right before the finale aired. So I think they had this all planned out. They knew they were going to end the show early this year, or what have you not. And then they decided to change the finale, maybe to give people a little bit of hope. But the Whisperer War on a whole was a big letdown. It was just too quick. I mean, I didn't want it to go like The Saviors, where it went half a season, but I think it could have been done better. I mean, we had one death the whole episode, and who was that? Beatrice. Who is she? No, let me stop. I know who Beatrice was. But, I mean, somebody from Oceanside that you had not seen for episode upon episode upon episode, and she's the only person that dies. I mean, come on, get Scott off already. He I'm like, why is he still here? Scott has been around forever, and nothing. He doesn't do anything. The two high points of the episode, and let's talk about Maggie, her return. That was the big letdown too. Why did they have to have her in the finale? Because I don't understand. For her to be reunited with Judith. Judith knows who she is. It's not like she didn't know who Maggie was, but there's no explanation as to where she was, why she was gone, what happened all the time she was gone. I mean, she pops up and that's it, really. I think she had 2 lines the whole episode. Okay. I didn't see the reason for having Maggie appear in the finale. I think the finale could have did without it. The only guess I could say as to why she appeared in the finale was because of the ending with the other group, Ezekiel, Eugene, Yumiko. and the princess being captured by the CRM. Other than that, I don't understand why Maggie was even there, unless she knows the CRM. So as far as the Walking Dead finale, I gave it an 8 out of 10 because there were just a few things there that I didn't agree with. That it was either it happened too fast, like Data getting killed, or and not a major character dying the whole season. But I think the reason for this is because of those 6 extended episodes. I think what's going to happen with those 6 extended episodes is that a lot of characters that originally would not have made it out of 10, their stories will end in those 6 extended episodes. We might get more information on what happened with Maggie. We may not even see Maggie again in season 11, but, I think those 6 episodes is going to just end some character stories because they don't want to sign them to another full contract. So instead of killing them off in the finale, they decided to give them, I guess, maybe an episode or two with the last 6 episodes to kill their character off or in their storyline and not be obligated to pay them for work in 2022. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
But the rumor is that Michonne might actually make an appearance at some time in the not too distant future. She just had, unfortunately, a movie or project that she was going to be doing that looks like it's been put on hold because her co-star, Lupita Nyong'o, had to bow out of it. So, yeah, whether or not they're going to continue.
HBO story.
Yeah,
HBO series.
Yeah, that unfortunately is put on hold, I think, because Lupita had to go ahead because of other scheduling things to go ahead and step out. So she may have some extra time, but I heard the rumors even before that she may be appearing on the show once again.
Scott Gimple alluded to it. He made a comment because somebody asked him during the New York City Comic Con, will we see Michonne again? And he alluded, as Scott Gimple does, he said, definitely, or maybe, or something like that. I will not take it with too much of a grain of salt because unlike other characters who have left and came back, she doesn't have to. She left not because of money. She just wanted to go back to her first love, which is writing and producing shows. So I'm not sure. I mean, and if they bring her back, they could do it like they did her exit episode. I mean, we saw Rick throughout that episode. Rick even killed her in her exit episode in the dream sequence she was having. But he didn't come back to film those. So, it's a rumor, but it's an unconfirmed rumor. I mean, her project on HBO got pushed back or put on hold because of Lupita's other obligations. And then the Black Panther movie.
There's still going to be a Black Panther. Well, there's still going to be a Black Panther too.
I don't want it to happen. That movie, I don't want them to make the sequel because of the fact that Chadwick unfortunately passed away. There are certain people, and this relates to The Walking Dead, that it is better to leave it alone than to try to do it with a different person in that same role, such as when Carl died. They were talking about at first just replacing him with another actor. Sorry. That wouldn't have worked because everybody is familiar with Chandler Riggs over 8 years. To recast him would have been stupid. The same thing happened with Andrew Lincoln. They was like, "Oh, we can just recast him."
Well, I had suggested this. Hear me out on this before you officially say no, because I get it. Obviously, respecting Chadwick Boseman, but I'm not even sure Chadwick, before he left, maybe would have said, don't do it without me, because Black Panther is such a cultural icon now, and it's such a cultural imprint. I had suggested Lupita Nyong'o as the next Black Panther. That's just my throwing out. I know a lot of people have talked about Deny, and of course everybody's talking about, put Shuri in the role. I think Lupita would be sensational. I think she's an outstanding actress. I think she would be great in the role. That's just a personal feeling.
Well, this is the other way they can go, because if you were
And
a
also
fan
because
of
of the
the
fact that she
comics,
was his love interest, and now
no, but
she without him.
if you were a fan of the comics, you know his sister actually took over.
Yeah, I know. Sure.
So if they did the sister, I would definitely be on board with that.
Well, the
But
only thing is Shuri. Letitia Wright is so great as Shuri, and same thing with Denai. Denai is so great in her role as Okoye. I mean, I mean, it just okay. They have such a presence on screen. It almost like takes it away once they put the Black Panther suit on from their
yeah.
So
Okay, you sold me. You sold me. You sold me.
I think I think Lupita would be the natural fit for, just because now, for lack of a better term, she doesn't have as much to go ahead and be a part of in this year in this story.
Exactly.
So,
Okay, you sold me. You sold me on
right.
that, because there was a rumor of doing an all-female movie, so I could live with that. But if they just try to recast him, I
wouldn't. Because I think that's a poor taste. I think that's wrong.
That was an iconic character, and he's an iconic.
Oh yeah,
actor,
absolutely.
So I
absolutely.
would not go with them recasting him, but to have somebody else like Lupita step up, I would definitely go see that, because, like I said, they've been talking about doing a spinoff with the women, so put her in the role.
Well, the only thing I say,
I agree with that.
There's two reasons why. First off is women empowerment. I mean, Black Panther did so much for empowerment in and of itself. Why not even go a step further with Black Panther 2 due to the unfortunate circumstances, but find a positive, try to find something positive out of it as far as putting her in the role. And second, you're not going to turn down the cash of BP2. Marvel and Disney, especially with this lockdown and the fact that they've lost billions of dollars. Let me impress that upon people out there again. Billions of dollars have been lost this year by Disney. There is no way you're going to be able to have to turn down making a BP2, which has already $1 billion fan base right there for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. I can live with that. Okay, so I think I gave you enough on my Walking Dead.
So we're going to the World Beyond, which came right after. Sell me on this show, because I'm not.
I'm trying to sell everybody on that show. I think a few of the flaws that I see with that show is that it's supposed to be around the same time as The Walking Dead now, which is not a bad idea. The only problem I have with the show is that you have these kids that have been in one place for 10 years, and now this is a training camp. I mean, they got fighting instructors and all this stuff. Not one of them kids know how to kill a walker. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. Okay, they finally went out beyond the fence, and nobody knows how to kill a walker. I'm like,
you think you would have taught classes or something?
If Carol was there, they would have been kicking butt and taking names. I'm just saying. I mean, I am going to give it its due process and look at it. I was not impressed with their first episode. I think it was just a little bit too convoluted and too many directions. The second episode actually got better. But still, I think they need to pick up the pace. I know this particular series is a limited 2-season series that's going to be, I think, 22 episodes.
Because they're going to finish it at the same time with the rest of the shows.
Well, I think what's going to happen, and this is what I thought before they even announced that The Walking Dead was going to end in 2022, was that this show was actually going to be involved or somewhere bring about the resurrection of Rick Grimes, because of the time frame. It's definitely going to end with the last season of The Walking Dead. So I think all along that this show, once we figure out what this CRM is and all that, is that they have Rick. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to put it out there. They have Rick. And these kids might stumble upon him because they already know that there's something up with them. Yeah. Iris, the other sister, not the main character, but the other sister, doesn't trust him. So I could see where this is going to actually go directly into the movies and the end of The Walking Dead. Now, the problem with it is that, as with what happened with Fear in the intermediate seasons 3, 4, and 5, don't drag it on forever. You have 22 episodes a season. Pick up the pace, guys, because people are already getting bored. So, I mean, that's all I have to say on that. It's new. It's new. It's a young show. I mean, I understand them wanting to grab the younger audience, but young people are more fickle than we are, okay? They look at something, they don't like it after a week. They're not going to look at it again.
That's what your granddaughter is saying right now.
Exactly. She's running back and forth and saying, pick up the pace. So, I'm like, wait a minute, get off the chair. Get off the chair. She's trying to climb on furniture. So unless they make it more interesting, it's going to be a struggle to get through the 2 years. So that's my take on the show. I'm still looking at it. It's just that I hope it picks up. So we're going to talk about the Becky one, and we're going to talk about Fear.
Yes. All I'll say is Orphans Alive, that's all that matters, because any link for longtime fans would have been lost if he would have passed away. Now, I know there's talk about a possible revival and somebody could be brought back. The lead female character, I forgot.
Madison, that rumor going around. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean that's more than rumor. I've seen articles and things of that nature. So I don't know if that's a reality or going to be a reality, because it looked like when she was backed into a corner, and I think it was that baseball stadium. She was backed into a corner, and then all the
stadium,
yeah. So it looked like she was a goner, but then again, you didn't see it. You don't know if it happened.
That's another thing that's been dragged through the trenches lately, is that Madison may return.
Madison, that's right, yeah.
I don't see the point of Madison returning. I mean, Kim Dickens, in my opinion, with the show, she was not, and no disrespect to her as an actress, because I actually seen some of her work. But as particular at this role, she just was not, in my opinion, she didn't pull me into the show. It was like she was very robotic. It's like your husband died and emotionless. Your son, well, I can't blame him for being emotionless when Nick died, because she was dead before Nick died, allegedly. So it was like there was really nothing about Madison that drew me in. Nick, yes. Alicia, now, as she's gotten older, because in the beginning she was just about as annoying as Carl. Could be at times. But I don't see the justification in bringing her back, because you have Morgan, who has actually been the stronger character on that show since the beginning. We have Dwight. And Sherry is coming back. Sherry is going to be on Fear. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and I mean, outside of trying to get past the Wild Wild West situation, which I think they're kind of moving away from. They started last season, and they're moving more away from that. Outside of the beginning of that with the Wild Wild West in season 4, it's actually picking up steam. Fear is actually, I was very impressed and still looking forward to looking at it more than I have since season 3, because after season 3, I was ready to give Fear the Walking Dead a boot.
Oh, yes, you were. Like, and boy, did I hear about it.
They were stuck on a boat for a whole season, and then they get into Mexico, and it was like, okay, they're there, but everybody's all over the place, and it kind of got dragged down. And then season 4 was, season 4, when both Nick and Madison left, was just a little bit much for the people. I think the storyline started suffering in season 3, so
And one of the
started
curious
it.
decisions I want to say this when it comes to Fear the Walking Dead is that you had a spin-off little web series from the flight that was originally airing on during the first season of Fear the Walking Dead that got over tremendously. And the actors and actresses, and I think there was like 2 or 3 that I remember surviving. But then they immediately, like 1 episode or 2 episodes later, got pushed out on the boat, and that was done with them. And I'm like, why did you spend all that money on making that side series if you were just going to end up killing off the characters in the right there? So the Fear the Walking Dead, I just don't think this had any real good direction. I know Cliff Curtis leaving was a big blow, but he's got like 15 avatars he has to go ahead and make.
He's got 3 Avatar movies he's committed to right now. I think they're going to try to do 5.
Yeah, so
we're going to be old and gray by the time they finish that series. But I don't know. It's like after season 3, it kind of lost its steam. Even with them being on the boat for all of season 2 or most of season 2 wasn't really a problem because, like you said, they had the people from Flight 462 make an appearance in it.
And then they just send them off. Then they just send them, and that was ridiculous.
Well, the girl showed up again. The girl showed up again.
Did she show up again?
She ended up with another group, and she ended up dying in season 3 or something like that. I don't remember, but she did make it off the boat, we'll say. And they had some interesting storylines with the rogue group trying to take the boat and all that. They had the situation with the crazy lady in season 3 with the church, but then the Mexico, the island. But after that, it kind of like when they got to that military base with Crazy Troy and his brother and the Indian group, it kind of like confused people so badly. They're like, end the show already because you have no direction. But I think now, and like I said, I'm putting a lot into it and putting a lot of hope that this season will not be terrible because I do believe that this will be the last season for Fear. Because I think whoever survives this season is going to end up somewhere in The Walking Dead, because there's no way they can have them involved with the CRM because we have not seen any indication or any symbols like we've seen throughout The Walking Dead that would validate them for even getting involved with the CRM. They're in Texas. Everything that's happening with the CRM is in Virginia. The World Beyond is in Virginia. Alexandria, the last 5 seasons of The Walking Dead happened in Virginia. So that justifies that. But there would be no reason for them to even incorporate the CRM into Fear at this time. So I do believe my prediction for the season with Fear is that unfortunately, somebody's major character is going to die. There's going to be a few.
Well, we'll find out indeed. So, yes, we'll find out.
I do believe that they're going to start on their way back, and I'm going to tell you why. Back to Alexandria, because if you've kept your ear to the ground and you know how the comics go, they have already alluded to the big showdown. It was supposed to be in the comics. It was Rick and Dwight at the CRM. But it's going to be, and they've already confirmed it, it's going to be Dwight and Daryl. So once again, Daryl gets another character's big storyline that he shouldn't get. So don't get me wrong, I love Norman Reedus. I love him absolutely, but I think there are there's a lot more characters that they could have shared the wealth with.
Yeah, but speaking of sharing wealth, remember he's a very wealthy man because of it on his current contract.
Because of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and because of that, and because he's got that big contract, and also the fact that he's got a future beyond. Sorry, pardon the pun for Walking Dead fans out there, that he's got a future with Carol in a new series that's going to, pick up after the events of whenever The Walking Dead, World Beyond, and Fear the Walking Dead all merge into one, and that whole part of the universe. I think that's why they want to promote him, because he's the star. He's above everybody else. He's the. Well, I mean, I'm just saying when you're paid the most, you got to go ahead and get the most screen.
He's not above JDM. I'm sorry. Like I said, I love Norman.
I'm just telling you.
I love Norman, but JDM is the bigger actor. He has been for many years.
I'm just telling you on the show.
It's subject to debate, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan has been a very powerful actor for many years.
Oh, like I said, I appreciate Jeffrey D. Morgan. Yes,
I love him.
I know he got off on the wrong foot for a lot of people with Negan, because Negan he was just portraying Negan to the best that he could, and I know a lot of people got turned off by the violence. That's why a lot of people got off the ship when it concerns The Walking Dead at that period of time. But he has played the character well. I will give him all the credit in the world.
I think if you had to think about who could have did that character, there is nobody that could have did it.
No, and I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing.
I know there was other actors in the running. One guy, I forgot his name, actually proclaimed that they had actually created Negan based off of him. I know his name, Harold Rollins or Rollins. But
Harold Rollins.
I think that Jeffrey Dean Morgan, besides him being a wonderful actor, I think he really brought the persona of Negan. If you've read the comics, if you saw him in Watchmen, you would have known that he was a perfect fit for this role because of his versatility as an actor. He is not a one-trick pony.
Tremendous actor.
But
I'm just saying, when you look at The Walking Dead and you're talking about, okay, get your lineup ready like you would on a basketball court, and who is going to be the LeBron James for them right now, whether you like it or not,
it's Norman. Yeah. It's Norman. Like I said, I love Norman. It's just that I think a lot of people, and this is just from talking on the boards, a lot of people who have read the comics and who knows the background of Walking Dead are absolutely frustrated with the fact that they could have spread storylines out a little differently. And, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Did it hurt the show? Nobody will never know unless they revamp the show and bring it back in a different format.
Well, they are with Daryl and Carol, but that's coming out at like I said, after all this is done.
Well, that was actually planned. That was actually planned all along. Because Norman Reedus even stated on The Talking Dead right after the finale that Daryl and Carol were supposed to leave. They were supposed to leave The Walking Dead and come back at the end of whatever season 12, I guess, or whatever. But then they made the announcement that they were ending the show, which took Norman totally by surprise. When that announcement came out, he said that they decided to go ahead and announce that, they were getting a spinoff. Because that was supposed to be secret. I mean, had the world not ended, for lack of a better word, had it not changed in the way it has over the last year, because now we're almost a year into this lockdown situation that hasn't really been let up because it's still, a lot of things going on that we can't do. Hey, baby, my grandchild decides she wants to run over my feet with her toy point. Okay. So, I mean, things have changed so much that, shows have suffered. The Walking Dead. I don't even believe that Fear the Walking Dead has finished filming their entire season yet. So, they have to go ahead because these are big cost productions. These are not little, besides the salaries they pay out to these actors some of these actors, I'll say some, for being on this show, you have production costs, you have extras that, you have to have in order for the show for the walkers. It's like it's so much money they had to go ahead and end it. I mean, I pretty much had already rang the death knell and said it was ending in 2022, but I always thought it was going to be 12 seasons. But like I said, the world threw us a little curve, and everything that has changed, and unfortunately, shows like that are going to suffer because it's so much money to produce these shows. There's so many costs involved with the uncertainty that's going on right now. You can't expect them to continue to carry out this show. I mean, they're saying that they're hoping to get this all wrapped up in 2022, but we don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 months. We don't even know what's going to happen in the next week.
Yeah.
Everything could get locked down again, and where are we at now? Back at square one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but for right now, we have Fear the Walking Dead. We have The World Beyond. And in sometime within the next 4 to 6 months, we'll have 6 more episodes to finish off season 10. And we have stuff to look forward to right now.
That we do indeed. Once again, it's Daphne Matthew, straight from the Walking Dead fan base on Facebook, plus also Talking the Dead Talking the Dead 18 plus on Facebook.
And we have a junior deadhead.
There you go, junior deadhead indeed, right there for you. But she's adorable. She's just truly beautiful. Hi. I know I'm the scary guy on the other end, but I'm not Negan. Please, I'm not Negan. So there you go.
She wasn't around when Negan came out. Luckily for her.
Yes. Well, again, she's adorable, and I'm so happy for you. And a belated happy birthday to her.
She's her birthday tomorrow, so
in advance, I guess in advance, happy birthday to her. Wish her all the best and continued happiness to her and the family. And I'll tell you what, it's just so great having you on again. She's got to go ahead and run the show next time because it looks like she wants to go ahead and take over anyways. But she's...
I know. See, she wants to get on my laptop and start typing. She's going to fire me.
Indeed. So, here she goes. Well, I'll tell you what, before we go ahead and have her do that, I want to go ahead and thank you so much for being a part of it. Check out Daphne Matthews' awesome Facebook groups. Talking the Dead 18 plus and Walking Dead fan base right now on Facebook. Go ahead, be part of the tens of thousands of people already part of it, saying we want to see more Walking Dead, and hopefully we will. I know Daphne's going to be back. Hopefully her young lady in her life right there will be back as well. And we truly appreciate everything that you do for us right here at the Pop Culture Concept.
Thank you very much for having me again. Say night night.
All right, there you go. Night night.
All right. Oh, and don't forget, look at Fear the Walking Dead tonight. Morgan's direction.